Gameaș, eu nu merg nicăieri. Când găsești altă mașină mai bună, să mă suni.
Welcome to the. Are you ready? Welcome to the internet.
The what?
Damn. What's wrong? Hey everybody, this is the smooth sounds of 93.5. I'm going to be your DJ, Big D, from 12 till 3 a.m. So go ahead and give me a call. In the meantime, just listen to some soft, smoothie music.
I'd stick to driving.
Okay, fine. All right. I'm Doug. Let's get right into it. Give me some sponsors. Take a look at the blender. The blender will take everything you have on board and turn it into seamless streaming internet. No problems, no hassles. Hargrave Custom Yachts. The middle word being custom, they'll build anything you want. They'll build a gold-plated bathtub if you want, or a 200-foot mega yacht. ITS, that stands for Interior Technology Services. If you need your carpets certified, these are the people. They will also do the walls, the cushions, any soft fabrics in the boat. Remember, ITS is your #1 choice to get your carpets and interior cleaned. Check out Crewhaven at crewhaven1501.com. If you're just entering town and need a place to stay, this is the place to go. Crewhaven1501.com. MPT, Maritime Professional Training. This is the one school where you can go from your first STCW all the way up to Unlimited Master. Never forget, one school, unlimited possibilities. We love our sponsors so much. They're all marine based. You guys gotta use them. That's the rules. All right?
Yes.
So they keep the show going. All right, go ahead. Next.
Wait, we have the first thing that we care about. What do we support?
No, we have to go into yacht industry. We need the newspaper. It has to roll. It's a fact.
Why do we have to do the newspaper?
It's in the contract. Go ahead. While she's putting her papers together, I want to tell you about yacht industry news and what we talk about. Yacht. That's not what I want to talk about.
One more time.
Okay, in yacht industry news, what's the first thing we support?
The $160 day rate for day workers.
Hey, the Munchkins. Pam, come on. I'm tired of talking about it. Everybody, by the way, everybody's like, it should be 200, it should be 300, it should be 400.
Well, you know, I like people to spend money on me and my crew members, so pay more.
This is the minimum, 160 minimum. Should be the bottom line. Okay,
There's
hey,
the
get it? The
minimum.
bottom line?
Hey, look at us.
And what else do we have to talk about in yacht industry news? Scholarship, the bottom line scholarship. So that means a deckhand, a stewardess, and an engineer. This fall, we'll be getting this all together. We'll take you from wherever you are. We're going to plop you down in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to get you trained. We're going to find a place for you to live. We're going to get your crew placed, and then we're going to get you on a yacht. All for
free.
Big bucks, but it's free to you guys. So please stay tuned for that. Okay, now it's time for yacht industry news.
Okay, so now I'm excited to talk about this boat that's probably never going to be built because it's absolutely ridiculous, but we're going to talk about it. And it is named Decadence, which makes sense for what it is.
Here's some pictures.
All right, I can tell you all about the design, this, that, and the other. You guys have seen the pictures, but this was my favorite part. 5,000 gross tons.
That's a big boat. It's got a 30-meter beam. The owner's cabin is 20 meters wide. What is that? That's like a yacht. This thing will never get built. It's kind of cool. The one thing about this is, and you can see from the picture, you see this little tiny yacht there, and you see this big thing. They're going to say they've reduced the pitch and roll movement of this vessel by 70%. Well, here, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not no naval architect, but when you get that big, nothing's going to move it. I mean, you're going to have a hurricane.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, well, guys, if you make it any bigger, it just may not move at all.
Okay, next.
I wasn't ready.
She's not ready. While she's looking, I'm going to tell you, don't forget the killer whales are out to get us. They are roving packs of killer whales in the North Atlantic that are trained, unionized. They have their own YouTube channel now.
Oh, I was going to say, the only thing they're missing now is the bottom line.
We're going to try and get one of the killer whales on the bottom line maybe in the fall and do a little interview and see why they're all pissed off. But the fact of the matter is, this is real. Killer whales have banded together, joined a group, and are going out to sink yachts.
We need to come up with a nickname for them now that sharks are spicy toothfish.
So the leader is called Gladys, I think. Okay, before we go any further, let's check in with Les. He's somewhere in the North Atlantic running one of those big boats. This is Les's third transatlantic in about a year's time. Just remember, while we're sitting here on the beach or we're goofing around, there's guys out there getting the job done. So, Les, what's the situation out there?
Hey, Doug, how's it going? We're 1,300 miles due west of Madeira. Still on course for arrival in 4 days to Jid. Got some pretty big ocean swells out here, occasional 4 meters, but the period's pretty long, so it's It's comfortable enough. And not much wind. Luckily, that low is going north of us, so we're doing okay. Have a great day.
All right, give me some more yacht industry news.
Yacht industry news. So everybody knows VSAT. They are doing a takeover. They have bought Inmarsat.
Yeah, okay, so we all know this. We're going to talk about internet and phone communications in Crew Corner and how all you crew deserve to have the internet on all the time. But I'm going to be honest with you. Inmarsat, I think this is a dead industry. Okay, commercial ships need it because it's still classed that way. But as the internet is coming down from the satellite now, I think global communications are going to get a little easier to get.
Yes.
And these things are kind of be dinosaurs. Anyway, even though I think personally it's a dinosaur, they paid $5.4 billion.
I'll just take that.
Okay, actually that's not a lot of money considering they have all the satellites in space. Probably one satellite's $5 billion. Okay, next, anything else?
That's it for the news today, but you know what's next?
What?
Bottom feeders.
Well, after Tech Talk.
Man, do I gotta do that again?
Okay, that's it for the news. Do you know what's next?
Tech Talk.
Tech Talk, technically talking. Here we go. Dave is a Southern Regional Rep for AMSOIL products. What's that mean? That means synthetic oil. That means oil analysis. He'll even put the little things on your engine so it's easy peasy to get your oil tested. Check out the safety of your engine with Dave from AMSOIL. I'm completely confused.
We just come out of the sponsor.
Oh, right. Okay, don't forget our sponsors. You know, we love them all, even this one, and they keep the show happening. That's for sure. So today in Tech Talk, we are technically talking about tonnage. That's so unfair. You know why?
Why?
Because gross tonnage is not weight, it's volume.
Carry on.
Carry on? Okay, so the way boats are measured is they're measured in tonnage volume. All right, and there's two types. There's gross and net. Gross is just the whole boat, all the space. Net is when you deduct all the spaces you can't carry cargo.
Got it.
Okay, so those are the two classifications of gross tonnage. Now let's get into countries. All right, this is where it gets funky. In the United States, we classify our gross tonnage as gross registered tonnage.
Right.
That means the vessel is registered for X amount of tons.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in Europe, just like our speedometers are different, they have a different formula where it's almost double.
Of course it's
All
different.
right. Now, what the U.S. Coast Guard has done in 1969, have agreed with the convention, international convention, and they are now they are allowing U.S. flag vessels to have a European tonnage.
Well, that's cool.
Why? Because U.S. shipbuilder builds a ship and it's going straight to the Mediterranean, never coming back. They don't care about U.S. tonnage.
Right.
Okay, let me be clear on this. The U.S. measurement is gross registered tons, GRT. Now, the European system is gross tons, ITC, which is International Tonnage Certificate. The Coast Guard adopted that in 1969. Does that make all kinds of sense?
I mean, it makes much sense to
Kilometers and miles per hour. Those are your two tonnages. Now, how does it apply to you as the mariner? Okay, this is where it gets kind of a little screwy. Okay, gross registered tons, a U.S. measurement, is regulatory. That's the tonnage you need to worry about on a U.S. flag vessel for all your regulations, your crewing, and all that. If the vessel is going to operate foreign, the Coast Guard has said any vessel over 79 feet long can request the ITC, International Tonnage number versus the U.S. number. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'm following.
Now, as a crew member or a captain, this is what you have to be aware of. When you look at your documentation, and let me give you an example. Westport is a U.S. built manufacturer. They don't know where the boat's going. Okay, it could be a U.S. flag, it could be foreign flag. They are one company, one manufacturer that will list both. So here's a picture of a brand new Westport with its ITC tonnage and its gross registered tonnage. In other words, it's U.S. tonnage and it's international tonnage.
I like that.
Whoever buys the boat can follow. By the way, why is ITC so important? Because there's different rules in Europe for tonnage.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Now, how does it apply to a captain or a crew member trying to get a license? Very simple. If you're getting a U.S. license, you have to follow the GRT formula.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
makes sense logically.
Okay, now if you don't, you could very easily get on a boat, a U.S. flag boat that never got measured in the GRT, like this. Here's one, and it just, as you can see, it just says ITC. So what the Coast Guard does during your licensing review is they do a conversion. So what I'm trying to say is, I've been on a 350-ton boat, I'm going to get this big license. Not necessarily. You have to convert yourself back to the U.S. system.
It's really important that everybody knows this, you guys.
Okay, now,
so it's cool.
Last thing, in what happened in the 80s, there's this thing called a luxury tax, and all of a sudden a lot of U.S. boat manufacturers kind of went bankrupt. So then a lot more foreign boats were coming in the U.S.
Italians.
Yes. Now, and what happens there is they're just coming in with the ITC tonnage. And then, as a U.S. captain, you're like, well, do I have a license to run this or not? So what the Coast Guard did was they if you get a 200-ton license, okay, they actually give you another, it's not really a license anymore, it's a merchant mariner document. They'll give you another document authorizing you to run a 500-ton international measured boat.
Nice.
Get it?
Get it.
By the way, 500 is also 1,600, and 1,600 is 3,000, and I think, I could be wrong, but I think the 500 actually went to 3,000.
Let the math get to mathin'.
So I know that's confusing. I just think the simplest way to figure this out is figure out where you're at and what you're running and go by that tonnage. It's that simple. If you're U.S. flag, U.S. crew, just go by the GRT tonnage. If you're a U.S. flag, U.S. boat with the ITC tonnage, it'd probably be good for you just to do the conversion so you know where you stand. That was pretty long-winded. Did you learn anything?
I did, actually.
Okay, so after Tech Talk, we go into...
Bottom feeders.
Bottom feeders, give me the shark. Okay, bottom feeders, give me 3.
Yay,
give me
bottom
3 good
feeders.
ones.
Bottom feeders, bottom feeders. Okay, so our first one is going to be Mary Zulik. She lives in New Mexico, and she's from Butler, Pennsylvania. But I'm calling her Mr. Mary because I don't know anything else about you.
Is there water in New Mexico? But she loves the show, and that's all we care about. Thanks for watching, Mary. Another one?
Christopher Andy Staker. I love Stewart. It's my favorite place to go. That's where he's from. And he's also a diver. Silver Springs professional dive team and master marine captain, 500-ton.
Wow.
Love that.
Listen, Christopher, thanks for watching. I hope you just saw that little thing we did about licensing, but you have a 500-ton, so you're probably pretty good. And give me one more.
We have Tavarin Ferguson, who is also a scuba diver, and he is living in the Bahamas. So we always love our Bahamians. Thanks for watching, guys.
He lives in New Providence, Coral Harbor, actually. He's a diver, and I think he does a lot of bottom work. This is a good example of what I was just talking about. We have 2 divers, 1 U.S. and 1 Bahamian. So a U.S. diver can go down 35 feet before he has to decompress. But in the Bahamas, you can go down 60 feet before you can. No, I think that's probably all wrong. Okay. Anyway.
When I see what you're doing, I think it's funny.
All right. Listen. We love all our bottom feeders. We don't get. I know you guys send me messages, and I'm sorry. Sometimes they get lost, but please keep watching. We love you guys. You guys make the show happen. And guess what? That brings us to
Crew Corner.
Crew Corner. Let's do it. Crew Corner is a cannon. Did you know that? Damn it. In Crew Corner this week, what are we talking about?
Oh, I just love spicy conversations. We are talking about the requirements.
Wait, before we go any further, does the bottom line have a password for the internet?
No. We're working.
Yeah, but I don't want to use
down.
I don't want to use my internet.
Put it down.
All right, go ahead. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the crew having the ability to use the boat's internet when you are out of the country.
It's an absolute right. It's not a privilege. Every crew member who steps on a multi-million-dollar yacht should be able to have the internet. Who owns the boats? Millionaires.
Yes, and the millionaires will also pay for every single thing else you do.
I don't care. They have the money. Give me internet. I should have every right to stream video to my girlfriend for 6 hours a night from like midnight till 3 a.m. or whatever, free, completely free.
Well, I'm hoping that I don't have to explain this to everybody, but it costs so much more money.
They're rich. They can afford it.
What? It doesn't matter. They're not there to pay for your internet because it costs them a lot more money so you can, say hi to your girlfriend?
Actually, they just came out with a law saying every commercial yacht out there has to provide internet.
Didn't we talk about commercial boats in the U.S. and yada yada last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me again about that commercial stuff. There's a stipulation.
It doesn't really apply. And the fact of the matter is, even though they have to provide internet, they can charge the crew for it.
Okay, so do you want to pay for yourself that extra money that you're so rich?
VSAT's very expensive.
It's crazy, guys, and it's not about stopping you from using the internet. Of course, we want you to say hi to your friends and family. Of course, we want you to have access to the internet. I mean,
so 1 hour a day?
I mean, it depends on your captain, honestly, but you don't need to stop asking me questions. The point is, it costs a lot more money for them to allow you to use their internet, okay? If it's really that important to you to always have the internet, just pay for it yourself. I know, God forbid we pay for anything, but you will have...
Well, next thing you're going to say is crew now has to pay for their own, you know, toiletries, and they're going to have to pay for their own socks and underwear and stuff like that. That's not fair either.
Is it fair that I have to tell people what time to get up in the morning? No.
That's not fair either.
Nothing is fair.
Listen,
Life isn't
crew
fair.
don't work for the captain. They're entrepreneurs.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay? They are doing this. They are self-promoting themselves.
I mean, they are entrepreneurs, but hey, every entrepreneur has to spend money to make money.
Well, apparently that's part of it. Okay, so listen, I'll give you the captain's point. And by the way, this all came up because some stewardess online said, the captain's turning the internet off at 10 p.m. and it doesn't come on till 8 a.m. and I can't deal with this. This is not good. All right, and the responses were half-half. Some were like, well, get off the boat. This is ridiculous. The other half were like, get out of yachting because you don't belong here. I'll give you a captain's perspective. I personally try and give the internet to the crew as much as I possibly can. I very rarely turn it off. But I've had a good crew, and I'm like, look, charter's on. Actually, I take that back. I have turned it off several times, and I'll tell you why. First of all, when we're traveling, we don't have a fiber optic cable connected to the boat back to the dock. It's very expensive. It's not like your cell phone plan for an extra $15 a month. All right, so there's a cost problem. When you have 6 crew and 10 guests, we're not talking a couple $100 a month. We're talking a couple thousand or $5,000 a month. The second thing is, when I'm on charter, there's a thing called bandwidth. And if I have half the crew FaceTiming down in their cabin, the charter guests who are paying $150,000 a week to be there they can't get on the internet. It's that simple. All right. So as a captain, I'm saying I give it to you when I can. If the circumstances don't allow it, I'm the first one to go, hey, look, we can't do this. The guy's got to close a business deal. He needs all the internet he can get. We don't have a fiber optic cable. It's not the same as land. And I'm going to say one more thing. I don't understand why you guys don't use your own internet. Everybody I know has internet on their phone, and I can't figure this out. Well, no, you can't use the boat internet right now. Well, I can't get online. What about your phone? Do you have an unlimited plan? Yeah, it's unlimited. Why don't you use your internet? I don't want to.
And I'm sorry, if I'm working, I'm on charter. You guys know how it is. 24/7. It's about your guests. Why are you so concerned about FaceTiming? I know we have friends, we have family. Then pay your own money and you can FaceTime whenever the hell you want.
You don't make any money in yachting.
No, none of us make any money.
They're practically
terrible
broke.
Lives.
They're broke.
Yeah, food,
all right.
sleep.
So I think actually Chelsea and I are on the same page on this. Internet is still considered a privilege on a yacht, and if you're that concerned about FaceTiming with your family, which we both 100% promote staying in touch with family at home.
Yes, I do. It's big for me.
Just use your own plan. It's that simple.
It's not that AT&T.
How much is it? How much is it if you go to the Bahamas? Another $10 a day?
Yeah, it's something really minuscule. I have AT&T. I get service 18 miles offshore, and I know that my international plan is not that much more money. So just get on your own.
All right, so that's it for Crew Corner. What's the result?
The end verdict is, listen, guys, if you really have to have the internet, just pay for yourself.
Pay for yourself. Come on. Pay him. Come on. Get it?
I got it. We're all about making money, but that's about it for this week. So we'll see you guys next week.
Actually, you won't see me next week. I'm driving in a sports car to California.
Where am I gonna sit?
No, you're staying here. I'm putting you in charge, so don't screw it up.
Wait a minute.
Hey everybody, like I've been saying, I'm taking this tiny little car from Florida all the way to California and back. I'm taking 3 weeks off and I'm leaving Chelsea in charge. Chelsea, don't screw it up. Come on, Annie, let's go.
Bă, Gameaș, eu nu merg nicăieri. Când găsești altă mașină mai bună, să mă suni.
It's mine now.